What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. All right, so let's just hop on in now. This particular video is about the negotiable instruments, LPNs, and paying off, various direct or first party, second party loans and debts. Now, typically, LPNs will work on credit cards, car loans that are directly financed by a bank. Um, Business taxes have worked, but it's been intermittent. Some will take it and some won't. So it's not a guarantee there. Um, they have worked for houses, but once again, it depends on your bank because, like I said, even mine wouldn't accept mine. Well, actually, they took it and didn't pay off the house, which is why I'm dealing with my situation with them. But in looking at their record, they have, and other banks have done it. So with that, it would be kind of a hit or miss. But anyway, let's get to the real deal about this. So I've heard some people say that these don't work, or accepted for values don't work. Accepted for values do work because basically you're charging it against your strongman's account. Now, depending on how you do it or it's done, you're either going to cash out the bonds. They're going to take the money out of the bonds that are on there, or they're going to go after your Sestakay trust, which your money is held in the central bank. Okay. So like one guy, he did it, but he ended up paying off his he paid off his buddy's debt, and then when he tried to use the same process again, there was no money in there, so he was just ass out. So I don't really go into that aspect of it. I know the process, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't really like that. Um, LPNs are basically for debtors. So if you have a debt, this is with a direct bank, this is how you can pay them off. It does work. I've done it. Um, I've done it for years. I've done it at least twice in my life to pay off credit card debts, some loans, and some state taxes. Other people have done them. We have had 99% success rate with them. People are like, well, why don't everybody do it? Because people have never heard of it. Who knows what an LPN is? Who knows what a negotiable instrument? Who knows how to properly structure them? Do you have a UCC book? No, you probably don't. All right, so that's the thing. I mean, that's just like I don't know like I just told you, I don't know everything about how to access the central bank accounts of the Sestakay Trust. I don't, although I'm learning. But those are also things that if you don't know what you're doing, you can get into trouble. Okay, so it takes a long time to learn the proper procedure and to test it out carefully before doing it. Well, LPNs and things of that nature, I've done them. Okay, there's a guy, I think his name is David Young or Mortgage One Now. He's charging $5,000. I just talked to a lady who sent $4,500 to him to pay hers off and didn't even go through, so she was just out of the money. But that's just that one particular case. He's been doing this for years and he has a very high success rate. Okay, well, this is his normal job. You can look up that information and go to his website. You can talk to the guy, whatever else. They actually have a whole bankers like association or thing that they private banker association that they formed. So he's legit. But if you know the process, you can definitely get it done for cheaper than that. I mean, for the stuff I'm providing, I should charge a whole lot more. I just choose not to. All right. And obviously, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, you guys have seen my numbers go up. Why? Because I provide valid service and like a 99% success rate on pretty much everything we do. And even if we don't, if you're the one or the two that don't, then I typically will work with you for free to try to help you achieve that, or I'll give you direction at least on where to go. Now, there are some situations that we just haven't cracked through. There are special cases, special people, special situations that just we haven't broken through that veil as to why this situation didn't work for you. But we've got most of it pretty well ironed out. And just like also with the passports, not everybody's going to get a 100% success rate on getting like a 5 or a 4 or whatever else. Typically, almost everybody will and can get a 3. Because a 3 is just like you're in the commercial aspect and they recognize you partially as a U.S. national or you're a foreign national of some sort. So, okay, so to get back to it, they do work. I literally wrote off probably about $55,000, but one particular incident when I first started, I did a negotiable instrument for 5,000, and I overpaid by $100, and they actually sent me back a credit for that. Now, I'm not saying, now understand this, like this is not a way to try to cheat the system, okay? Because they don't play, okay? So if you are paying off a debt, they will accept it, but they're not going to just, like, they're not going to go, okay, you paid off a $5,000 credit card, and then all of a sudden they're going to give you another $5,000. Okay, it doesn't really work like that because you're paying off your debt. You have to keep it within reason. You're trying to just pay off your debt. Otherwise, anything more than that is actually, you're trying to establish credit. Now, for credit, okay, I did it just to be a little cheeky, all right, and got away with that part. But if you're paying your exact debt, you're good, okay? So I don't want to see anybody do anything stupid or try to get in any trouble, all right? Because here's the thing. In order to have credit, you need to really get recognized as a secured party creditor, okay? And that's done with your UCC1. I have done mine. So depending on however they want to go with me, I'm covered either way. I have a debt side and I've got a credit side. But on the credit side, you have to do what's known as a negotiable instrument, but more so it's known as a bill of exchange. So a bill of exchange is for those people who are creditors. Now, I haven't written bill of exchanges for trying to pay things off with credit, like basically you're walking up and doing that. I don't know a whole lot about that aspect of it. I do know the LPN or the promissory note side of it, okay? And like there's little differences. Like literally you have to look up the differences between the two and then know how to write them. So if you want to know how to do these, you have to get a UCC book and look up the part where it talks about negotiable instruments. It's not magic, people. Remember, everything in their system is commercial. Okay, so it's checks and balances, credits and debits. Okay, there's no real money because it's all fiat. So essentially, like an accepted for value. Okay, what you're doing is you're essentially saying that I didn't receive any. I didn't receive any money, and so I'm paying with no money. Okay, so it's like saying the money's not real that they used to pay for this, so I'm paying you back in kind with the same thing, a paper instrument. Okay, but in order to do it, you have to have the right information in there. Hey, no looking at my code. Hold on. Let's see. I don't have it up right now, so I'm not going to go ahead and look for it. So anyway. So there's a format to these things, but the book, even though it's a little pricier, it does tell you how to create negotiable instruments. It tells you all the information you need in there. So it's knowledge is power. You know, if I tell you a duck can pull a truck, then hook that mother up. All right, for real. Like that's just like if you told me go talk to your boy down the street and he's got the goods or whatever else and he's solid. Well, I don't know who he is. I'm trusting you and your word. But after that, then I'm good. All right, you know what I mean? So it's like vouching for somebody. So if you want to do this, then vouch for yourself. Just pull the information down and do it. All right? But if you want to learn, you can get either mine or you can go through him and get his. You can, you know, like I said, the book is not free, but get the book, learn it, and then do what you do. So those are, okay, so roughly that's the difference between that. If you're going to do a bill of exchange, you have to be a creditor. A debtor needs to pay off his exact debt with an LPN. And like I said, you can just Google it. You know, Google LPN or promissory note v bill of exchange, and it'll tell you the differences right there. Then from there, take that information and Google how to create a negotiable instrument or a promissory note. There you go. I mean, so there, I'm even cutting my own wrist, you know, like instead of me making money, I'm showing you guys how to do it. So now if you don't want to do it or you don't want to take the time or you're afraid you might miss something, like I said, mine's always available. Otherwise, this information's out there, guys. You know, if you don't use it, you know, it is. But like I said, keep in mind, you can't just go and buy stuff because with a bill of exchange, you can. I just haven't done that aspect yet. My balls ain't that big yet, okay? I just know from being when I was broke I use those. That's how I got out of my situations. And LPNs or promissory notes, those are for debt. They can pay off debt to direct people. You're not going to pay your cable bill with it. You're not going to pay Mookie and them down the street. You're not going to pay your cell phone bill. It has to go to a bank. It has to go to the right department and the right person in that department. You're not going to be able to walk into a bank and say, "Here, I want to pay this off." It's not how it works. Okay, so if that's something for you, there you go. Now you know where to walk in the path so you don't hit a landmine. And that's really about it, guys. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna make some more videos for you. And if you don't believe me, Google have people ever paid off their debts with a LPN or a promissory note. There you go. Boom. All right. So that's about it, guys. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all ain't trying to hear me. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being, indebted. Now, understand this. The bank has a right to not accept it if they don't want to. It's a payment, but the way here's the kicker. Here's the difference between a traditional one done and the way I've done mine and why mine have been successful versus a lot of other people's. It's because the way I set mine up, I leave it open-ended so that they can profit more off of the original amount. Now remember, this is all educational purposes. Do what you want, do your own research. But when you do it that way, if they can double their money, why would they not? Okay? But some are good banks and they'll just take it in general and kind because they can pay off that debt and they can add that to an asset because they have their secret process and they will, just write it off. You're done, you're paid. Okay? Now, be sure to let them know that you don't want to close the thing if it's a credit card, but if it's a car, hell yeah, you want to get it paid off. But it can't be like a bank loan through a company to you, okay? Because that company, that third-party company, they're not going to know what to do with it, and they're not going to send it from there to there because the bank is going to be like, no, we're not going to accept it because we're not going to get anything off of it. That company is supposed to get it, and that's their problem. We want you to pay them so that they have to pay us, and if they don't pay us, then we're going to go after them. And then if that doesn't get paid, they're going to pass the buck on you to take your car. So it doesn't work with these third-party places. It has to be direct, all right? So there, gave you guys some free goodies. All right, so talk to you guys later. Do your research. Holler at your boy. Take care. Bad Wolf's over and out.